Okay, guys, I hope you can hear me. Hey, I hope you guys can hear me. So I had to jump on the video right now because I wanted to just follow up on some themes that have been running across the dome for the past week. And look at this person just dying to see what I say. You see, I've noticed that every time I go live, there's always this one person who jumps onto my live. So what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna figure out who this person is because I know exactly who it is. And the sad part is that this is gonna be one of the only ways that this person is able to keep up with me through these videos because I'm about to cut this person off completely. So here's the thing. Guys, the video is entitled They Can't Help It. The reason why they can't help it The reason why they can't help it is because they don't know any better. And even if they knew better, they don't even know how to do better. And what I mean by that is this. Sometimes people who have bad energy, they literally, instead of maintaining, oh wait, let's see, it says my connection's unstable. Let me just make sure. Okay, here we go. Instead of maintaining, like I said, this person's clearly in a bad place in life and wants to be in a better place in life. Instead of this person maintaining themselves in a way that would be healthy and beneficial to their lifestyle, they're going to do everything contrary to that and then complain to you and me about how we held them back in life. They just can't help it. They can't help being victims. They can't help feeling like, damn, if it wasn't for this, I would be here. Or if it wasn't for this person doing this to me, I would be here. Or if it wasn't for this happening to me in my life, I would be here. And we all have sad moments. I've had sad moments. We've all have moments in our life where we're like, damn, we really needed to get it together. Yeah, my middle part is still visible. I should have brushed that better. My natural bun. Listen, guys. They can't help it. Trust me, if they could relate better to people, they would. What I realize about most people is that if they have a bad cloud of energy above them hanging over their head, it's almost like they can't get dry. They don't know how. It's raining all the time. It's like, what do I do? Well, for starters, you can put an umbrella up. You can wear some water resistance clothes. I'm at the point in life where I cannot continue to try to work with a person who doesn't want to advance themselves in all ways, meaning your health is very important. It's like the foundation of everything you do until the crack of dawn, blasting your music and drinking beer and smoking all night like a fiend, then do that. But what's going to happen is you're going to wake up in the morning feeling groggy. You're going to look over at me and think, damn, she has it easy. No, it's not going to have it easy. I slept last night. You polluted your body and you barely got any rest, and they will bring bad energy over themselves and blame you because they can't help it. Like a lot of the times people are just in a routine of bad energy. They start off trying to do something for themselves, maybe getting, and then they end up just ingesting all of bullshit. And you have to keep your pathways open for that. There are people out here who are there just to suck your energy out, and they can't help it because that's their whole function in life. It's like a test almost, you know. It's like the fire cannons in Mario Brothers or something. It's like you have to jump over this when the fire's not spewing up. Like you have to. There are just so many are blocking our blessings in life, and one of the biggest obstacles to your blessings is with bad energy. He doesn't really know how to get this done because this is just how it's lined up for him. Deplete my energy, whether it's unhealthy food, whether it's unhealthy people. And I think, here we go. I think unhealthy people is actually one of the things that really hold me back the most, because I eat healthy, I work out, I take care of myself, I walk a lot, I drink a lot of water, I do as much as I can do, but then I let people in that I feel like, I want to help this person. And then after a while, I'm saying to myself, why did I do this? This person is holding me back from progress. So what I decided to do is I'm going to move forward on all of my principles. I made my lists, list of things to get accomplished. I have my, as Shira would say, I have my 2020 partner manifestation for kind of all of the goodness that I want to bring into my heart when I'm looking for the man I'm going to have my children with. Which I'm not really looking. I'm just keeping my heart open. Um, Unfortunately, sometimes we experience heartbreak, but it's not because your man cheated or anything. Like, I lost my fiance, and I've been giving a couple guys a try. So one of the things that I think is really, really, really important is that he understands Pan Africanism, meaning whoever I get with, he has to know that we're going to be doing business in other countries and it's not just about America. So that's really important to me. And so that's a mentality thing that I'm really looking for. In terms of age, I'm looking for a man who is anywhere from 30 to 45. Um, I feel like in terms of money, he just needs to be stable enough to maintain himself. And I'm not putting any real dollar amount on that, but I would say high level six figures, like more than what I make. Um, and good credit. Guys, you have to start requiring good credit. Women and men, your partner needs good credit. How else are you guys going to buy a home and create, um, and create a stable foundation for group economics to do its due? If you have bad credit, you'll never be able to get a loan. You'll never be able to build these. We really have to. Credit is important still, even though it is a little bit of a hustle, and a lot of us don't have good credit. It's still important for us to try our best to get it, because even the Black banking institutions require good credit. Uh, and then I just have a list of just things I want to get accomplished in terms of streams of income. I think it's important for me to have as many streams of income in play at once in 2020. And I think one stream of income has been, anyway, I won't say that because I don't want to offend. But one stream of income has really, it's not good enough anymore. Like, I don't want to be dependent upon this person, even though he's my, my SD. I consider him my SD. It's so crazy. Those are his initials as well. I consider him my SD, but at this point, I'm done with it. The energy's not worth it. It's totally not worth it anymore. This person went from being a friend of mine to completely losing his ranking as a friend and going to being someone who's supporting me. And now I've decided that I don't even need his support anymore. That's how bad his energy is. So I'm on to the next. And then my other income, I'm going to go back to my consulting job. And so I put in some applications at the old firm. I'm probably going to go back there. I haven't been there in a couple of years. I did some intermediate work. Um, and then I'm also going to India, and he has to, like, I met one guy years ago that I kind of messed with when I was about 18 or 19. And he was studying at SUNY Downstate to become a dentist, and he was Indian, but his family lived in Nairobi, Kenya. So someone like that is cool, or Kenyan. But I'm really looking for any race or ethnicity, but just knows that America is not the bane of existence. So, and I'm also looking for a man at an appropriate age who has no children, with good credit and good income. Doesn't have to be rich, but it has to be good enough that he can take care of himself and me. That way I can take care of myself and my child. He can take care of himself and me in the household. And so, beautiful dance of harmony between Black excellence, or it doesn't embody Black excellence or understand what Black excellence is about, he can't be in my life. Another thing, and I mean in terms of a partner or manifestation for someone I want to have my children with and actually be with. I'm not talking about a sugar daddy. We don't care what color he is. Just put that money in my account. Another thing I will say is, you know what else is on my list for 2020? You see this? So there is an implant in there, and the crown is actually the tooth the implant's been done for like 3 years, but I have never gotten a tooth. And I guess I just kind of got lazy with it. And every time I get ready to do it, I'm like, I don't want to spend 3 racks, but I'm just going to go and get that done before the summer. The tooth will be clicked in because the implant is there. They just have to expose it and just click the tooth in, and then I'm good. There's no, I did all the grafting and all the sinus grafting and all the shit they had to do. Been done for 2-3 years already. So I kind of just been, time has gone so fast, is what I'm trying to say. Yeah, but back to the topic at hand. They can't help it. They can't help but be mad when you're glowing up. And when I say they, I mean people that are significant, that are your significant others specifically. I'm not talking about your friends, even though we can get into friends and we'll discuss friends. And I watched another girl's video about friends today and I thought it was on point, spot on. I fucks with her. So love you natural. I fucks with your video because the friends, you know, deceitful friends topic is all too familiar for me, except I was never really heartbroken when I found that I had deceitful friends because as an only child, you always know that there's such thing as friend. Either someone is so good of a friend that they're pretty much your sister or they're just an acquaintance because people will always break their loyalty to you. Yeah, so this person is literally, this person literally can't help but bring bad energy upon themselves. So, and you know what? Since we're here talking about bad energy, let's just see what are some of the characteristics of negative energy. So here are some of the characteristics of negative energy. So six signs that you have clear negative energy. So one of them, okay, is constant complaining when in a certain situation. So we're going to put this person to the test and say, does he have bad energy? And if we answer yes to more than 3 of these components, then he has bad energy. Okay, so number 1, constantly complaining when in a certain situation. Okay, I complain as well, but I also work on solutions. This person complains all day, blows off steam all day. Yesterday came in raging and complaining, just complaining to the point where a person has to remind him, I have nothing to do with this circumstance. What are you talking about? That is how you know a person is negative. So basically, what we have to do when we figure out that a person is negative, we have to get the fuck away from them quickly. Otherwise, it's going to spread into our positive psyches and we will be ruined for it. Okay, another thing is like a consistent feeling of being angry or on edge. This person never gives themselves the opportunity to feel good because they're always polluting themselves with drugs and alcohol to the point where, and listen, there's nothing wrong with drinking your beer at night. But you know what I find this person will do? Sneak little nibs of vodka. And I feel so sorry for him. And it makes him angry all the time. And I think when a person is angry all the time or on edge all the time, it says something about their mental health. It says something about their stress and anxiety and their level of anxiety and the level at which they let their anxiety take over their emotions. Because sometimes people feel on edge because they're stressed out because they are afraid to perform or they feel they're being scrutinized or judged. Sometimes you just have to woosah and give yourself 5 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Give yourself a minute to breathe. You shouldn't feel angry all the time. There's an imbalance, and you got to become more emotionally aware. Another thing that I find that here's a sign that, you know, that this person has negative energy and this person is negative. So yeah, this person is always on edge. So that's the truth. So 2 out of 6 already. Persistent feelings of anxiety or depression. Yes, I've had this person sit next to me and say, well, this is why I'm depressed and this is why I had a little depression. I will say this person's not depressed, but they've experienced depression. So according to the Journal of American Medical Association, meditation is really what you need to address your anxiety. Just like I just did that 5 seconds, do that at your desk, at your cubicle, but also go when you get home, turn on a YouTube video and turn off all the lights. Turn on a video with the colorful screen and the good chill music, and do some stretches right there in the living room with nobody watching. You'd be surprised about 30 minutes of that. I do that 4 or 5 times a week, and it makes me feel so good. It takes away that anxiety. So yeah, this person definitely has some depression and anxiety. 4, interactions with people becoming difficult or exhausting. Yes, this person, I think that he does interact with people. It's not difficult or exhausting because the people that he chooses to interact with. So I'm going to say no to this. This person chooses to interact with people. It is exhausting to those people, but not to him. He feels like he is just letting people know how he feels, which is fine, except no one cares. Once you realize that no one actually cares about how you feel, it is a really cruel thing to say it out loud sometimes, but you kind of have to let your friends know, because there are certain things I do care about, but your difficulty in every situation and your taking out your energy on me every day will not be tolerated just because I care about you. And so that's when I say people don't care. People care. People care about the energy that's affecting you and the negativity in your life to the degree that you can't help yourself and they can help you. But if they see that what you're going through is a direct relation and correlation to the drama that you bring on yourself, people actually don't really care that you're suffering or that you're exhausted and that dealing with people has become taxing and exhausting. You know what they say? Suck it up. People that are depressed and sometimes have anxiety, they will retreat within themselves, but then there are other people who will manner. And sometimes but what I've done is I've started to listen more. I listen a lot more than I talk. People will never believe that, but I've started. Look at my boy. And I'll get back to my boy in a minute. And honestly, there's nothing wrong with listening. The more you listen, the more strategic you can be. I love listening now. I used to hate that. I love it because I have strategy. And when you have strategy and game, as they say, listening is the number one way to gather information. So if you have a difficulty, you know, speaking with people and interacting with people due to your anxiety, that is a sign of negative energy, but you could easily flip that. Start listening and start using that towards your strategy. So I'm going to give this person a pass and say, no, he doesn't have this. Oh, look at this. They say misery loves company. So when they say increasingly become more critical of self and others, this person is very critical of others. Critical of himself, but critical of others. I'm critical of myself too, and I'm critical of others as well, but not to the point where I put people down. I don't put people down because that's negativity. Negative energy will look at you and put you down. Constructive energy will look at you and say, your outfit is wonderful, except tuck in the shirt. That's me. Negative energy will say, your outfit is terrible, when really your outfit is beautiful, but they don't know. So what I've realized about people that are critical of other people, and this is really sad because it shows you people's interpersonal skills, people that are usually critical of you and they pretty much love us. Really what it is that they love us. They want to be us. So rather than giving us the compliment saying, hey girl, your skin looks amazing today, or your teeth look so beautiful, or hey girl, your hair looks nice and your nails are so nice, they're going to say, well, who does she think she is coming in here with all that makeup on, or maybe whatever. People are going to criticize things because they're in awe. They don't want to be in awe of you, but you walked into the room and you stole the attention and they're in awe of you. So they're critical of you because they know everyone is looking. So because they can't help but be jealous of the fact that everyone is looking, they'll stir up a conversation about what you look like or how you present yourself. And what you do is you walk right up to them and you cut them with it. You let them know immediately that you know you've been sized up, and you say, wow, you like this dress, don't you? Touch it. Run your hand down you like the way this fits me. Women, lean into your femininity when you're being challenged by another woman. If you know you're beautiful, there's nothing wrong with going, yeah, I know this fits me great. Or I look good, don't I? Or, let them eat it up. Let them eat it up. That's positivity. Negativity will have you in there trying to fight someone because they looked at you. Oh my God, they looked at you. So what? They looked at you because they're in awe and they want to be you. Once you realize that, I knew that since middle school. It's so crazy because so many girls grow up talking about colorism and things that keep them from being admired. And oh my God, they were the only little black girl. Let me tell you something. I was in the Bronx. I was one of the only little black girls, and all the Spanish girls wanted to be me. They wanted to have my complexion. They wanted to have my beauty. They wanted to be mesmerizing. They couldn't understand how such a dark-skinned girl with a goofy little smile could be so cute to all their brothers and cousins, and because I was me and I wasn't afraid of being me. So all that colorism shit has got to stop in 2020. You're a gorgeous woman at any color, as long as you believe it. And just know this, every time I walked into these little parties, even when it was the Jamaican girls' parties, like my father is Jamaican, and even when I walked into Ebony's family's party, same thing. They want to know, who's this girl? Is she West Indian? Oh, she's an American girl? Oh my God, who does she think she is? But really what they're doing is they're saying, wow, she's so beautiful. Look at how she presents herself. She must be raised right. Her grandmother must have raised her right. Look at how she is so well-mannered. Look at how clean she is. Look at how wonderful she is. And instead of saying that to your face, they will tear you down so that you could have negative energy and start doing things like stuffing your face and getting fat, doing things like wearing too much makeup and fucking up your skin, and doing things like sleeping around so they could start calling you a whore. But you never do that because you recognize that the more critical they become, because a lot of them are diseased and depressed, the more critical of you that they become, the more power they've given you, and they've pretty much told you that you're all that. So it's like, she thinks she's all that. She knows she's all that because all you're doing is staring at her. You're so critical of her that she knows she has your attention, and that means she has won. So for me, people with negative energy are very critical of others in a way that says, ugh, look at them. But it's easy to kind of push back against that because most of them are cowards. So, you let people be critical. And I would say this person is very critical of other people. He's critical of his own friends. And not because he knows them well, but because God forbid they do too good. That means that they are beyond his level of comprehension. Meaning, if these friends that he talks about so badly end up doing better than him at life, he'll be mad because they won't look like, literally one of the friends ended up getting money and shared nothing with him. I've shared more with him. I've shared my home with him. So if you're watching this, you paying a little bit of rent doesn't fucking matter. I've shared my home with you, and people couldn't even remember you when they had $300,000 in their bank account. So I know that must hurt. If you're watching this, I know that must hurt. But the reality is, I'm going to stop feeling bad for this person, because the reason why people treat this person like that is because he is very critical of them in a way that he has no business being. He doesn't deserve to share in their spoils of success. So once he starts healing himself, people will call him around. Because you can be around people and say no. If you don't want to share your money and your resources, you can hang around your friends and tell them no. If you don't have the courage to say no, and then you're going to criticize them as if they're doing something wrong, no. It's like, it makes no sense. They're the wolves and you're the sheep, and you're sitting here saying, well, there's something wrong with them if they think they got to come eat me. No, that's the natural order of things. You're the dead. Vultures come for the dead. That's the natural order. And I wish people understood that. The more critical people are of you, that means you're winning, honey. What else is there? And okay, so the sixth characteristic of someone who's negative: seeking isolation more frequently. Okay. This is where I say, this person, I'm going to give them a little bit of a pass. So he's gotten 4 out of 6, but really 5 out of 6, because isolation is something that he does. Even though you're over here in my house, if you're hiding out from your real core group of people, you're isolating yourself. There's a difference between spending time alone because you're trying to grow, and isolation because you feel like you don't want to be chastised by other people. I spend time alone because I'm looking to develop something in my life. So when I find people to ask me things, they ask me a lot of questions like, are you all right? over the last couple months because I guess they feel like they haven't seen me out, so maybe I'm in a depressed state. Actually, I'm in the most happy state that I've been in for a long time because I'm so focused on my own agenda. Finally, no one is clouding me. So my immediate answer is I'm really honestly I'm doing great because if I were here with the same strategy and negative people isolate themselves for fear of being chastised by others and ridiculed by others. If you isolate yourself for the right reasons, isolation, the same five to 10 people throughout the whole year. And I kept my circle tight. And a lot of people didn't see me. And so, and I chose people who loved me the most. I didn't go to the most popping one. I didn't go to the closest one. Okay, the closest one was some trash in the neighborhood. The most popping one would have required me to get dressed and go out here and there and present myself to a bunch of people who didn't really know me with the opportunity of networking, which is great, except I'm not in that space just yet. So I went with the one where most of my good friends would be and where people would appreciate my presence the most. And I had a blast and a ball, guys. Happy New Year. So isolation can be a strategy, but please don't isolate yourself. That is a sign that you have negative energy that need to be cleared. This person isolates themselves for fear of being ridiculed. Like he didn't even want to go to his friend's house the other day. And I said, just go to your friend's house. And eventually he decided he wanted to go because he wasn't as fearful as he thought he was. But go to your friend's house. Go and speak to your friend and clear up whatever drama you have with them. I am done with the drama in my life. This person has to know that the negative energy that he brings into my life is a waste of everyone's time, energy. Like, so what else could I say about what else can I say about negative energy and about they can't help it. Yes, that's the title. They can't help it. Uh, really, they can't help it. I can't really say it any other way. I honestly want to put it in an even simpler term. I mean, it's as simple as this. You see a girl with a fat ass, you can't help but looking at it. That doesn't mean you're a lesbian. If you're a woman looking at a girl's ass jiggle, doesn't mean I'm a lesbian. Her ass is jiggling, man. We're all watching it. You know? Like they can't help it just the same way you can't. If a guy is running up the block with his shirt off, I mean, guys do it over here all the time. And if he's ripped, you can't help but watch him run up the block. It's not a sexual thing. I don't get sexually turned on, but I can't help but look. It's the same way that downtrodden, negative energy people can't help but being negative. You can't stop them if you want it. You just have to get away from them. And hopefully they'll want people in their lives, so they'll change their ways. And I mean truly want people in their lives. Like there are people out here, I'm one of them. I'm at the point in life where I've had a lot of people in my life. And I don't care to have a lot of people in my life right now because I'm building something. And I like to build alone. I'm a team player, but I actually prefer to build alone. Call that the only child in me. So when you're an only child, there's no such thing as lonely. You've learned how to occupy your time in a way that nobody has. Because you know that everything that you need to do starts right here. And people are kind of like pawns and shit. So it's not really so it's when people come into your life, there are certain friends that you know they're your tight friends, but everybody comes to your life for a reason and you're highly keen and hip to that when you're an only child. And sometimes other people, they forget just how true to self and loyal to yourself and your own cause that you are. They think that you're going to choose them over your own self. And negative energy people love that. They love trying to make you, they love an ultimatum for children. That says everything that I need to know to realize that you're a negative energy person. And now I've been going out of my way to be nice and it's like training a baby. It's not worth it. So yes, I find that this person almost. It is like a force field that blocks blessings. Like blessings are coming from the heavens, and this dirty ass force field of negative energy and black clouds is blocking blessings. Blessings is coming from the sky. Bless. It's like, oh, I want to be blessed and I want to be highly favored. And I will never get there with negative. Like literally, this is a person who would be mad if you were able to. This is a person who would be mad if you. They would say, "Well, no, I can't get into heaven. I have to do one more thing. Come up with you, dear. You can't. You could never lead a woman who doesn't want to be led." Time the unstable internet connection and it comes back, then I see the person jump back. That's how I know. Thank you for being my number one supporter. You'll have to watch me for the rest of your life through this television, through this computer screen, through your phone screen. We don't owe it to anybody but ourselves to have good energy in our life. There's nothing that listen, you know what? Since we're here, how about this? Let me end this video on this. Good energy is your responsibility. Having good energy in your life is your responsibility. It is not his responsibility. It's not her responsibility. It's not your family's responsibility. It starts with you. If you wake up in the morning and you look to the left and you look to the right and everyone is screaming around you, it's your responsibility to get the fuck up and get out of that room. It's your responsibility to get a person who is in your environment who is fucking with your energy out of your environment. And the minute until you do that, don't complain. Because it is your choice who you keep around you. I've always known that. So I've never been upset when people have said, oh, I think that girl is jealous of you. Well, I know that. Sometimes I like to keep an enemy around, keep me on my toes. But when it's a person that is dangerous to themselves and you realize that, you have to move on. And that's all I'm going to say. I am going to come back in a few minutes with a video about the laws of power. I thought it was really interesting how I delved into that book, and I thought it would be good if I could go into the book and just pull a random out of there and just discuss it with you guys. So anyway, I will be back in a little bit. Love you.